everyone. So I just got back from a walk and I wanted to share a testimony with you all, especially those who suffer or struggle, struggle with sharing the gospel. I was walking, and before I even went on my walk, I was like, oh, I need to make sure I have tracks. And I looked in my walking pouch and I had tracks from before. I took 5 with me and I probably had 4 or 5 from last time. And I was like, ooh, I'm loaded up, Lord. Whereas before I know this is bad, but I used to not take tracks intentionally so that I wouldn't have to share the gospel because I was so afraid of it. Which is great that God has set me free. So now I'm like, I must get more tracks and make sure I have plenty. In the very beginning of my walk, I felt like I was supposed to just give a tract to someone, and I gave it to her. I didn't say anything more. I said, here, felt like God wanted me to give this to you. It talks about Jesus. And I kept walking, and I thought, oh, that first step of obedience always opens the door for the next one. Whereas had I gone by and not given it to her, I probably would have been like, should I have given it to her? Was I supposed to? And then I would have had that whole conversation and back and forth. But I thought, oh, even the smallest obedience opens the door for the next step of obedience. Kept walking. I was going on about an hour walk, half hour out, half hour home. Kept walking, passed by lots of people, and then there's another girl, and I was like, I'm supposed to give it to her, so I did the same thing, gave it to her, didn't say anything else besides felt like I was supposed to give this to you. Talks about Jesus and what he's done for us. I kept walking. But at the end of my walk, this guy on a bike passed me, and he's wearing a shirt, like a long sleeve workout shirt, but it was like a skeleton. So it had a skeleton, like rib cage on the back and skeleton on the front. And he stopped by in this place that there's kind of like a stop out on the walking path. And he stopped, and I was walking up to him, and I thought, oh, maybe I should give him a tract. And it looked like he was about to go. And I thought, God, if you want me to, make it happen. And he was almost about to go, and then stopped, and then was staying there. And he lingered all the way until I got to him, and I gave it to him and shared the gospel with him. He's 15 and Catholic, goes to a Catholic school. The more we got to talking, he admitted his guilt, never heard why Jesus had to die. He actually is struggling. A month ago, he was diagnosed with depression. And I said, you know what? Everything I was looking, I used to be diagnosed with depression. I used to be on medication, and Jesus has set me free. Everything I was looking for in alcohol and the next party, I never found, but I found it in Jesus Christ, and he wants to heal your heart, and he wants to deliver you, and he wants to set you free. And I said, do you know what the root of your depression is? And his mom actually left him when he was 9. So there's a lot of turmoil and upheaval in his home and in his heart, it sounds like. And I said, God sees you. God wants to heal you. God wants to deliver you. Everything you're looking for is found in Jesus Christ, and he wants to touch you. He wants to heal you. He wants to set you free and deliver you. So I just felt so blessed that I was able to just go into it and share the gospel without this hindrance and this war like there once was. If any of you have been following or seen my previous videos about sharing the gospel, it's been a real struggle for me, especially in my day-to-day life. And this time I felt like I just obeyed God, and I'm so glad I did, because it was a really powerful time. I prayed for the guy before he got back on his bike. If you're watch this video, please pray for Braden that he encounters Jesus for real, that he encounters the love of God, the power of God, the healing of God. He encounters Jesus Christ and is set free and healed and saved. But I was just so grateful as I was walking away. And as I was walking away, I was praying. I was like, God, reach into his life, heal him and deliver him. You're so much bigger than me. You're so much greater than me, God. I pray that you would set him free and touch his life in a mighty way, in a powerful way. And I feel like that's been a great tool for me as I exit out of encounters and go on to the next thing, praying for them, because it just kind of fuels my faith and builds my faith. And whatever I missed or was lacking in the encounter, God can cover over. God can make happen. God can speak to that person. So I pray this testimony blesses you, encourages you, and I pray you all have a blessed and a beautiful day, a day filled with God's beauty, and you get out there and share the gospel. If I can do it, you can too. Bye.